Hi everyone, Donna here. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to tell if you have a bookkeeper that doesn't really know what she's doing. Did this video just a few minutes ago and didn't like the way it came out. I recently worked with a bookkeeper from another firm. Talked about her with her former client rather extensively. And it is very important when you switch from one company to another, from one accounting company or one auditing company, or if you're going from one CPA to another, you want to know, as the incoming accountant, we want to know, what did the other person have to say about this client? And there's a lot of different ways we can find that. If they've been audited, we can look at the audit opinion. If it was a qualified opinion, many times we want to call the previous accountant and ask, and it's critical, by the way. I always thought it was just me being kind of nosy, I guess, but it actually is critical to find out how they have worked with previous accountants, especially if you're going to be doing an audit. Now, we don't do audits because I'm not a CPA. But we do like to know how the client has worked with previous firms. And if there's a lot of difficulty, if we see a lot of turnover, for example, well, I've been in business for 5 years and I've had 15 bookkeepers. I probably don't want that client, because what that tells me is not that the bookkeepers didn't know what they were saying. It is that that person is difficult to work with. Okay. And so at that point, I will start saying, I just don't think we're a good fit. The same thing with, with auditors, accountants, tax preparers. If they're switching a lot, that is a red flag. Okay. That the client is difficult to please, the client is difficult to work with, the client is not providing information. And so that is a red flag. And I really want to talk about that, because many clients don't understand that if they go through and they have switched a lot and there's no particular rhyme or reason for it, we are going to consider that an unacceptable risk, that we just, it's just not the kind of thing that we want to deal with in a client. Okay. There is a risk to the accounting firm, and when we see a lot of turnover, then it's telling us several things. It could be that the client's difficult to please. It could be that they had a long string of bad luck. Okay. It could be that there's embezzling going on, and they're switching bookkeepers because they don't want to be caught. But what I will look at then is think, I don't want my name associated with this client, because either they're difficult to work with, they're just, they're impossible to please. We do have a few clients that come across that are that way, or there's theft going on behind the scenes and they're not wanting us to catch it, and that may not be the kind of behavior we want to see, or they are actively committing fraud and they don't want us to catch it, or they don't want their bookkeeper to catch it, and when they were confronted with it, they fired the bookkeeping firm. And by the way, I've come across all of these clients. Now, if I'm talking to the bookkeeper, the previous accountant, and I'm getting a lot of evasion, anything along the line of everything's automated and I don't know why it is that way, then my assumption is going to be this person is incompetent. The responses, if you have questions about your finances, about your financial reports, The responses from your accountant should be something along the lines of, let me look into that and call you back, which means, oh, it is automated and I need to make sure I have a good answer for you. Or, and then they should call you back. Okay, that's the other thing. Or it should be, let me pull up your books, let's take a look, let you explain to me exactly what you're questioning, and let me explain to you why in accounting terms this is going on, why it has to be this way. Or, you know, if you start hearing a lot of things that really start to sound like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just hoping the software does it for me, then that's a good time to not hire that accountant or get out of that particular contract. The other big thing I look for, especially when I'm working with prior bookkeepers, is if the bookkeeper had a long-term contract. If there was any sort of, you can't leave until you signed a contract for a year. Okay, I don't do that to my clients because I want to earn their trust. I want to earn their business, and I want to earn that every single month. Every month that we work with them, I want to be earning that trust. If I'm forcing them into a long-term agreement, unless it's required, okay, just by the terms of the engagement, and by that I mean, hey client, I'm going to do tax planning with you. I need the full year, you know, to be able to do this tax planning on your behalf, because it's going to take me a year to work with you. Even then, I allow my clients to cancel anytime. And the reason for that, again, is if I'm not doing my job, I can't keep the client. If I am doing my job, they'll stay. They'll stay. Usually that involves a lot of communication, and a lot of work and a lot of understanding. But if I am doing my job and I'm doing it well, they won't leave. If I'm not doing my job and I'm not doing it well, they will leave. And really, that's what I want. That gives me instant information to me that there's a problem in our system, or there's a problem with communication, or there's a problem with something. There's a problem somewhere in the firm. I also encourage my clients to, talk to the bookkeepers that are working on your books first. Talk to them first. If they can't answer your questions, they will call me. Okay? And I will start going over it. If I have to get involved, I need to know if it's the bookkeeper's fault, or if it's the client's fault, or if it's a combination. So, we have a method to escalate things, and I want to know in such a way that I'm not annoying the client. If this is, again, is it a bookkeeper problem? Is it a client problem? Is it a misunderstanding? It's usually miscommunication. But you never want to hear from your bookkeeper, basically, I just don't know what I'm doing. The software does it for me, and I can't explain why. A good accountant, any sort of decent accountant, will be able to explain what the generally accepted accounting procedures are, and why I have programmed the software to do it this way. I think that's it for today. I will talk to you again soon. I'm trying to start batching some of these videos together, so hopefully I'll be able to stay more consistent with the messaging, and make sure that you hear from me a lot more often. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you again soon. Again, if you enjoy these videos, please like, share, subscribe. All of my contact information is in the description. Feel free to reach out with any questions. We would love to work with you, especially if you are a small business. So I will talk to you again soon.